Hello, welcome to Musings of a Mariner, Sojourning in the Land of Woe. I'm Christopher Hunt, your host, and I'm here to review the book Love and Responsibility by Karol Wojtyla, or Pope St. John Paul II. This book is absolutely fantastic. It was written when Pope John Paul II was still a bishop, and it's one of his, I guess, base books for his philosophy. That, and there's another book which I got very expensive. I ended up getting a copy of it from somebody out in Britain, for $50, or for, I guess, for £33, and then like whatever the shipping was. Um, and that was the cheapest that I could find it. Well, actually, he had it listed for more than double that, and I sent a little email on an offer, the guy on eBay, and he hooked me up with a copy of The Acting Person. But now that I've read this book right here, I recommend this book to everybody, especially if you're in high school, if you're planning on getting married, if you're dating, if you're engaged, or if you are married. This is a book that you need to read. It will show you where your flaws are, it'll show you where your strengths are, and it will correct your thinking in the world of love and responsibility to your wife or your husband. And I would say the very main premise of this is that no matter what, you have to treat a person as a person, and that um, sex could never be used as a way of exploitation, no matter what, and that sex should be truly a fulfilling of love, and and with that, a full giving of oneself to another, which could only be properly done through sacramental marriage. Um, so, with that, this book just really opened up my mind, opened up my heart, and um, challenged me in an extreme way to grow in the point where I could truly love my wife the way my wife deserves to be loved. That's a tall order. You know, you got to. I've got to do a lot more sacrifice, um, and work on a lot more of my sins to get to the point to where I could fully love my wife the way I should be loving my wife. Um, the philosophy here of Pope John Paul II is just, it's just amazing. I mean, so much so, like, I'm trying to get everything that he wrote now so I could read it all. This is the first book I ever read by him. I own a few books by him. I never read them. I bought them. They went on a bookshelf. Never got read. But now I'm definitely motivated after reading this to really delve into the mind of Pope John Paul II. Um, you know, interesting thing is, one of the books that I have that I'm going to try to read on this hitch, I brought with me last hitch, and it was the only book I didn't get to that I brought with me, is um, The 48 Laws of Power, which is all about using other human beings. And the philosophy of Pope John Paul II says that it is never correct to use another human being as a means to an end. And which means, okay, sex can't be used as a means to an end, which is, okay, I want to use so and so as a means to an end of orgasm. It's not okay to let sex just be let a person be an end to your mean, or a means to your end, which is why sex outside of marriage is wrong, which is why artificially contracepted sex is wrong, because at that point you are simply using the other person as a means to your own gratification. So, in essence, at that point, if you're having sex with a woman, whether it be your wife, a girlfriend, or somebody you met at the bar, you're using them as a jack-off hole. That's crass. I know it's crass, but that's essentially what you're doing. You're using them for a jack-off hole. And women are never to be used as jack-off holes. That's horrible. That's evil. That's bad. And no matter which way we might want to dress it up and say, oh, well, I've got this reason. Oh, I care about this. I like him. Oh, well, it was consensual. Well, if you're consensually using each other for orgasm, for pleasure, you're still using each other as a means to an end. And now it's a lot more common for a man to use a woman as a means to an end than it is for a woman to use a man as a means to an end when it comes to the marital relationship, when it comes to intercourse, sex. But I could say that I really, really need to delve into the philosophy of Pope John Paul II, and I can't wait to really start to understand better his ideas and his mind, because I believe that the more I delve into the writings of Pope John Paul II, the more I contemplate his thoughts in his mind, the better person I'll become, and the better husband I'll be, and the better father I'll be, and the better friend, and the better employee, and hopefully eventually employer of people. But thank you all for listening. I really hope that you do read this book. Everybody should read this book. I think that Pope John Paul II was a true light in our world during our time. God bless you all, and thank you for listening.